All right, welcome back. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or water. So let's assume we've got your map open. You're following along. You've placed your initial silo for your farm here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start painting some of the ground textures. Um, Obviously, our farm isn't surrounded by grass. Maybe yours is, but ours is going to have some gravel and stuff around it. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to slide this window open just a little bit more to be able to see everything. Here you have the radius, opacity, hardness. This is how much it plants. If you want just a little bit, you can lower that down. And then your brush would be either round or square. In my particular case, I'm going to go square right now. Left mouse button is add. Middle mouse button smooth. Right mouse button subtract. I would leave that the way it is for now. And then come down here, and we are looking at texture layer painting. That corresponds with this button right here. Terrain, detail, texture, paint mode. So you're going to click on that. As you can see here, now you have a square, which I changed mine to square. And you can pick dirt, grass, gravel, so forth. We're going to go with gravel. Now, here's what's important to know. In each one of these squares, which you should now see on your screen, you can only have 4 textures per square. Grass is number 1, and now you can lay down other squares. So if my farm is going to be here, which we assume it is, I'm going to go ahead and start by holding down my left mouse button and start painting. And you can also click if you want, and then you can undo. Undo button is right here, so you can click and get the texture you want. And square is good for making, this kind of stuff here. All right, so this is the fill side. This will be the side where you dump. And like I said, if you in case you missed it last episode, if you're wondering why I'm able to move around so much faster than you, right down here, nav speed, plus and minus key to adjust that. All right, so I don't like that, so let's undo. All right, so there's the basic start of that, and then what I want to do is I'm going to create a barn over here. So the barn's going to be along this side where our vehicles go. So we'll just kind of run this out a little bit here. Okay. And then another parking area, let's just say about right here. But same thing. Yep, I don't like how I'm doing that. Yeah, or how I'm doing that. Just having a good old time there. There we go. And we'll just extend this out just a little bit. Smooth it out. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. And then if you just want a smidgen, you could just tap. See, and you get kind of like some of the gravel has, you see how that's working? Some of the gravel has moved over in there. And then we'll just connect it here so that you can drive around, a little grass area in the center, and I'll put some little bushes and so forth or whatever in there. Or we can just make it dirt because people drive across it all the time, and just kind of dirty it up a little bit. And since there's dirt in the middle, sometimes it drags around the outside a little bit. All right, so there you go, just kind of a gravel and dirt looking area, a little bit of grass mixed in there, and away you go. Now, so the next thing I need to do is click off of that button, so I'm no longer painting. Now I can select objects again. So let's find us a barn. Now remember, under all you need, trees, buildings. Let's look at a shed. All right, so there, I clicked on shed, and you see it highlighted over here. So that's where it is. Storage building, highlighted over here. Village building, hayloft. Let's get out of buildings. Let's go to farm buildings for a minute. Let's look at storage barn. Let's see what this is. So again, it's highlighted over here, so we'll go that direction using my mouse and combination. And this looks like a building storage barn, so that's what we want. So I'm going to zoom back. Again, hold down the right mouse button while holding on the Alt key, and you can move your mouse. Left, hold down the Alt key, left mouse button moves around, right mouse button zooms in and out, okay? All right, so I'm going to click on this red arrow, and I want to move it over. And now that I've got it moved out, I can get down and work with it a little bit closer. So blue arrow there, and then the red arrow. Okay, and we'll move it right up to where we want it. Okay, blue arrow this way just a little bit. And I want to hide that grass, so we'll come forward just a little bit further. The green arrow here would allow me to adjust it left or in a circle. Red would allow me to twist it the other way, and green up and down. So let's click off of it, and there we go. Just like that, we've placed our first building. We've painted a few textures, and we're off and going. Now, if I want one on either side, which I do, okay, I want a barn on each side, click on this building. Now, this is important. Instead of hitting Control C, Control V, which you can do, hit Control D, and I'm going to show you why you want to do this. Duplicate. Alright. Did it not work right? Yeah, right here under, see, still under Farm Buildings. Now you have another storage barn under Farm Buildings. This way you can keep it nice and organized. Okay? Alright. So now I want to spin it around because we want it to be the same as the other one, but facing that direction. Alright, and we want to move it back, red arrow. And let's just come right up to about there. And I think we look perpendicular to the other one. I can't tell 100%. That looks a little better there. Okay, so let's come over here and we'll look right down the side and we can see maybe how this looks. Yeah, it's looking, I think it's pretty perpendicular to what we're trying to do. It maybe could go back that way just a tad. How's that look now? Let's look at it from this angle and that angle. See, that looks good. So now we have the beginning of our barn. Alright, and then when we get to the point where we're going to move the vehicles, we can get all our vehicles set in here. They're all stored, and away we go. And you'll be able to come in, fill, make a U-turn, head out, come in, dump off, make a U-turn, head out. Right? Looking good. Alright, and we'll get to how to do all that stuff as we go along. So now you've painted some texture, you've put 2 buildings in, and you're beginning to learn how to do some of the basic stuff of being able to set up a map. Go ahead and finish moving other buildings around if you'd like, setting things up, however you want to do it. And we will continue to work on growing your map. It's really not as hard as it looks, which is great. There are a few things that get a little tricky down the road, but for right now, what you're doing, awesome. Alright, so right now what we'll do is we'll save here, and don't forget to save your work often. This thing does have a tendency sometimes to lock up and mess up. And if you want to check, anytime you want to check your work, just pop it in a game, load up your test map, which is what it'll say right now. And then once you're in there, you can look around, walk around, see how everything looks. Does it look right to you? Is everything lining up the way you want it to line up? And then away you go. And you can check your work, save often, check your work often, make sure everything's looking the way you want, and go from there. If you'll notice, I haven't started with terrain yet. You can start with terrain right off the bat. I usually like to get my road systems down, get everything, my major points of sale down, and then work on doing terrain around that. But do whatever you want. Completely up to you. There are no rules. And then just enjoy it. That's the big thing, right? Enjoy. Alright, we're going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. If you see me doing something I shouldn't be doing, hey, let me know. I don't know everything. I just know something. I know enough to be dangerous, right? That's all that matters. Alright, guys. Have a great day.